welcome y'all to Backwoods Obscura, a podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris. Cool.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That sounded forced.
No, I'm actually doing pretty good. We just did a camping trip.
Mm-hmm.
And
Deer chili was so good.
Okay, so Devin gave me like the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
And it made me so fucking happy. Hearing someone be like, yeah, whenever someone makes chili, I'm going to think back to this chili and compare it.
Put this, the adobo you put in there was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just all about the chili paste you make. I mean, that doesn't sound appetizing, but you're making a base for the chili. It's hard to explain. I'm going to shut up.
Okay, it's basically chili paste is equivalent to making a roux before you make something.
I mean, you could put it like that because, okay, so most people, I'm assuming this is how a lot of people make chili is, and this is how I made chili for the longest time until I started.
Throw meat in pot, add spices.
Yeah. Or, at most they would sweat stuff, throw in stuff, throw in some broth, maybe a thickener, and then like chili powder or some shit. But like actually doing like the chili paste, where you take multiple different chilies, chili arbol, chili...
arbol is good.
Fuck. I'm trying to think. A whole bunch of other chilies. I'm not good with names. You just get a whole bunch of dried chilies, sweat them out, blend them together with some garlic, salt, pepper. And I say a paste, it's more of a...
It's a starter. All you're talking about is making a starter.
Yeah.
What you're doing is a spice starter.
And it gives a more complex flavor. And if you have a great spice combination with that, it's done. It's over.
And I'll say this: the camping trip was incredibly fun. The only issue I had with it is early the second day I got cold.
Oh my!
And I never
sleeping is always been...
No. See, the sleeping thing wasn't the problem. Is early the second day I got cold and I never warmed up. So the number of times when y'all went fishing,
Friday or Saturday
when y'all went fishing and stuff, and I went and got underneath a sleeping bag.
Oh, that sucks.
That was literally me trying to I was not sleeping. I was if I could have gone just I'm gonna go nap in the tent, guys. Do whatever the fudge you want. That would have been one thing. But I was sitting there I'm literally trying to get warm. Now, that night, after we got the heater that you were a little concerned about.
Look,
yes, the fire hazard we put inside the tent to keep warm.
I was reading the instructions, and I wanted to make sure everything was kosher.
That was your first mistake, is reading the instructions. But the other thing that helped me stay warm, because eventually what happened is you getting on the floor and hijacking the heater between you and Devin. I woke up and I'm why am I cold? And I realized you had built a little heat dam.
I wasn't trying to make a heat dam.
You didn't. When I stepped over you to go outside to pee, the area between you and Devin was so incredibly warm. But what made me warm the rest of the night is Bean, Devin's wonderful little healer, actually got in my sleeping bag with me. I'm like, Bean, you my best friend. Bean, you
please
the
help.
Best.
Please help. Bean actually, what was funny about Bean, both nights that we stayed, she would go between us to sleep in our very ADD okay, I'm sleeping.
She had 3 different beds to choose from.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she didn't pick me. She picked me the least because apparently I snore like a fucking demon.
No, you snore like you're drowning.
I don't mean to do that.
No, but here's my thing is I think Bean spent most of the nights with me because my cot didn't allow me to lay on my stomach like I like to sleep because it had that elevated headrest.
Yeah.
So I'm sleeping on my back, which meant there was a permanent gap between my legs, and she's like, I fits. But
it was so fun.
It was such a good trip. We need to do another one.
Oh, I'm already planning it. After we finish that, I slept for a long time. And I know what I said after that is like, I don't really feel like doing this for another few months.
Well,
But as soon as I woke up, I was like, I want to do that again.
well, I mean, we already got the new tent because the old one died.
Rest in peace, Taj Mahal.
Yeah, I've got some lights and a bucket toilet seat coming in for.
I'm getting a new cushion. Ruby is wanting to get. It's not set in stone, but we're looking to do a trip, like, and she wants to. Okay, so we're doing like the canopy thing with like me and you.
I got we have the 10x10 canopy, and I got one. They still have them at the Walmart here in our town. The other thing I'm looking at is there is a Ozarka tent. Was it like an accessory kit? It's a screen.
Yeah. Like, I was looking at getting one of those canopy tents just so I can, like, whenever we go camping, I can throw that in there and we can have our own little rooms.
Yeah.
But we're also, me and Ruby are looking at to have our own tents because she keeps telling me, it's like, you get so stressed. Why don't you just go camp? And
well, here's the deal is like, if you can get a little pop-up tent. They've got, again, Walmart has them on sale right now. There's a bunch of clearance stuff. So you might want.
I might go up.
You gotta check. Like, I got new cooking utensils for like $1. But yeah, this is because Frecky invited us out camping. I think she's getting the privacy shelter. I'm gonna get a Homer bucket, and I've got the lid that goes onto it to make a potty.
You're getting the straight we out in the wilderness sort of deal.
We gotta poop, and I don't want to poop in a hole. That's what I've done. Okay, I don't want to poop in a hole thing.
I'm cool with that.
We need to buy another metal top table.
Oh yeah, I broke our other one.
And the only reason that I was saying we had to throw that one away is because of the way that it ripped this time. Because I had attached everything with liquid nails.
Whoops.
Well, dude, we've had that table for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what? I know what you originally asked me to talk about, but since we've been talking about the woods, I'm going to forego that story and go to another one.
The bus druid.
No, I don't have anything down about the wondrous bus druid, but that's something we need to talk about in the future.
Yeah. You give him chili, he gives you
blessings
advice.
From his mobile workshop that's in the woods.
Yeah. And his 2 dogs.
Yeah. Which I forgot Pyrenees are a large breed. I thought they were a smaller one. I don't know dog breeds other than the ones that I own.
Oh, as soon as he started talking about his dog breeds, I was like, this dude has like 2 big ass fucking dogs.
Anyway, I'm going to talk to you, since we're talking about the woods, about a spirit that originally started in the woods and made its way into the homes, known as the Lutin.
The Lutin.
Let me say, I'm mispronouncing, but the Lutin, or the Lutin, or if it is female, Lutine, with an E at the end of it. Lutine?
Or Lutin.
Yeah, anyway, they are a French trickster spirit, similar to the hobgoblin, the imp, or the elf, or a goblin.
So we're talking about someone that likes to get into some mischief.
They messy.
They're messy.
They're messy. They're also sometimes compared to the German kobold.
Not the D&D
not
kobold.
the D&D kobold, but like the German idea of a kobold, like the house spirit, or to make a reference to American gods, which I had to, when I listened to the book, I had to go back and double check this. The original idea of a German kobold is a little messed up. They're also an old pagan spirit that sometimes was connected to child sacrifice, which does loop back into what a Lutin is.
Well, child sacrifice thing back in the day.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They're, for the most part, the Cajun version of the Lutin is somewhere between a boggart and a brownie. Now, do you know about boggarts and brownies?
I'm vaguely familiar.
One does require vegetable oil to make. The other one's when you burn something. Not really.
God damn it.
Well,
I'm leaving. Oh my god.
Stop it.
Okay, I'm coming back.
Anyway, to summarize it, a brownie is a helpful house spirit. As long as you leave them cream and butter and sugar out, they'll clean your house and stuff.
Is that where actually like the brownie like name comes from? Because it almost sounds brownie like the confectionery.
I'm pretty sure, yes, it does. I'm also pretty sure that's why the lowest level of Girl Scout, I believe, is called a brownie.
That's mean.
I don't know the ranks of Girl Scouts. I went through Cub Scouts and I did like
But
1
it is
year in Boy
adorable.
Scouts.
Like,
So,
it's mean,
but then
but
a
adorable.
boggart is okay. There's two ways to get a boggart. One is to agitate a very grumpy, unseelie fae known as a boggart, and they will start hexing you and messing with your stuff and breaking things. Or a brownie, a seelie fae, can become a boggart if you do not leave them offerings and they start stealing your shit, for lack of a better term. And the big thing here is boggart's also connected to the original word boogie.
Oh, so like a boogeyman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, let me talk about the appearance of a Lutin. They're a shapeshifter, so first off, they look like whatever the fuck they want.
So we have a bit of a like. Well, we've talked about shapeshifters, but my brain goes back to the Rookaroo.
A little bit, but also, I mean, like, vampires are shapeshifters. How do I keep talking about shifters?
I don't know. It
It's-
happens. I keep talking about Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going to steal the Louisiana Wildman from you. You can have the Grunch. I'll steal the Louisiana Wildman, but you get the Grunch.
I'll talk about the skunk ape.
Yeah, that's fair. Or its Mississippi counterpart, the Governor. Anyway, the thing about the Lutin is in France, it's also known as the good-looking man. Now, I have a question mark next to this, because this is something with the Fae. We always talk about how attractive elves are, how good the fairies look. That might be a mistranslation, because fascination and attractive are not the same thing. Like, there's an entire subculture of YouTube dedicated to watching people get their pimples popped. That is fascinating to them, but it's also grotesque.
It's pretty gross. I don't like watching that shit.
I'm not gonna lie, sometimes
Ruby does.
sometimes it falls into my most satisfying thing when it's like a massive black. I don't like cysts. I don't like the cysts, but like when someone gets like a massive blackhead out.
Okay, so when I was like a teenager and actually, had to deal with that, it was satisfying as a teenager, but I think there was a whole other tactile thing with it.
Yeah, I get it.
You were in the mirror as a kid, and also there was like a bit of like satisfaction because there was a little bit of pain there. Like, even though you're not really supposed to pop pimples.
Yeah, I know. But here's the deal. Is the reason I bring that up is it's kind of also like if you've ever read the Dresden Files, that the Earl King, the king of the elves, the king of goblins, or goblins themselves in the series are grotesque, which comes back to the original meaning of the word of like the sculptures inside Nero's palace were grotesque because they were humans with animal heads. Like, it's a fascination, it's an attraction, but it doesn't mean good looking. Like, the Earl King's face is such an asymmetrical mess, it's beautiful.
Maybe beautiful is not the right term.
Well, no. The reason I say beautiful is also think about like the descriptions of the outer gods from Lovecraft.
Okay, yeah.
Like, the level of fascination there was something that is so... Okay, we've all done it. You've looked at something and had to cock your head to the side and like, oh, ew, but you're still staring. That's...
You're talking about like a train wreck sort of situation where...
Right, and that's the thing is, the reason in France that the Lutin is also known as the attractive man is that he could actually be attractive, but it could also be that everybody's just like fascinated by what the fuck this fae is trying to... Like, okay, I feel like this description from most of the sources I read, which one of them was Louisiana Dread. That's a wonderful YouTube channel. Go watch it, like 2 to 5 minute videos about Louisiana history. I also looked at 64 Parishes, which is connected to the Louisiana government, and I cannot remember the site in France because I cannot read French. and it was a .fr.fa, whatever the France
we are
website
not
is.
a French. We
Je
are
ne
not
parle pas
Cajun.
français. Any case, it's I feel this is one of those things that a fae tried to look like a person. Like, some of the descriptions, he is a tall, handsome, dark-haired man. Other ones are...
So it's someone that is it's so the best sort of description I can
Hello, fellow humans. I am here to buy human things.
remember. Men in Black.
Yes.
The antagonist in that's the cockroach that has the...
It doesn't even matter, because in a moment you won't even be matter.
Yeah,
Earl.
yeah, he has, like, the face thing. Like, he, like, has to,
No,
like...
it would be, okay, Doodle Bob from SpongeBob.
I don't know that reference.
Okay, remember in South Park where they had the mirror verses of themselves that didn't look fully right?
This might be after I stopped watching.
Okay, God, that's also still like, God, I'm going over 20-year-old episodes of stuff.
Come on. You can do it. I believe in you.
Okay, Pablo Picasso.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, the way he drew things.
Yeah.
Imagine that trying to be a 3D walking around thing.
That would be so fucking awesome.
Yeah, you'd be like...
At first I'd be like, what the fuck is that? And then I'd be...
Then you'd be like, okay, I'm cool with this. Wait, now I'm really not cool with this because it's close to me.
Stop walking towards me. Go over there. Go over into that corner.
And next thing you know, you're just hit by a nude descending the staircase that's like 8 different shapes.
It's like, stop. Why is
Next
your
thing
hips like this?
Next thing you know,
no.
now you know what non-Euclidean geometry is, which is what we all live with every day.
Yeah, true.
In any case, what it is...
Fucking H.P. Lovecraft.
But here's the deal, is like, sometimes it's described as actually a good-looking man, and some of the stories are... People just get caught off guard by what is masquerading as a human, and they can't help but look at it because...
It just makes
Everybody's walked... Okay, both of us have walked through New Orleans. We've seen something that wasn't right, and kept going, but couldn't stop staring at the bullshit until we got to the place we were going to.
It makes me think of someone that... Like the old trope in like comedy or like any sort of movie where it's like someone trying to blend in with humans, maybe like some animal or something, and it's like, we're gonna put on a disguise, and they put on a disguise, they're like, yeah, well, walking around, and everyone's like, what the fuck?
Why the hell is there a fox in a top hat?
Yeah.
That, very much that. Now, the other description of the Lutin is a small bearded man with a red hat or coat that has a feather in it, which to me, this sets off red flags because the fucking red cap, which will be an episode I will talk about later, because if there's one thing I absolutely love to delve into and don't want to fuck with and partially believe in is the fucking fae.
I'm trying to think of what the red cap means.
Well, it's a fae that wears a red cap, and I'll talk to you about it after we're off stream, but
anytime
I hear of a fae wearing a red hat, I'm like,
No.
No, don't trust that motherfucker. Now, again, the origins. Let's go all the way back to good old France before we deal with Cajuns. Let's go all the way back to good old France.
But I love Cajuns.
Yeah, we're going to go back to them when they were slightly more hoi polloi.
Apparently, a lot of people in France are like really country.
If you're outside of Paris,
yeah.
There's a lot of rednecks are everywhere, man.
Oh, true.
Anyway, so the big thing is the very first earliest stories about the Lutin is that they are a trickster similar to the German kobold or the Irish leprechaun. They are small and they messed around with stuff, and they were one of the fays that can get into your home if you weren't smart about it. Like, they didn't need to be invited in. They could actually cross the threshold, which is why the Lutin is really scary, is because they ignore the threshold rule that most supernatural creatures have to deal with.
Wait, so how many rules do they ignore generally?
They ignore the threshold. Do you know about the threshold rule?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm assuming it's like a vampire where it's like have to invite
well, the thing
them
is,
in.
it's not just that you can invite them in. A lot of creatures with the threshold rule, if they enter into your home without being invited, leave the majority of their power outside, which means, yeah, the vampire can walk through your door uninvited, but now they're a dude.
And you can just punch the fuck out
And you
of
could
them.
punch the hell out of the vampire.
Just beat the shit out of
But the other problem with that is if you fully do that, you also kind of violate the rules of hospitality, and so their power might come in with them. In any case, Lutin don't have to worry about hospitality. They don't have to worry about a threshold.
They don't give a shit.
The Lutin don't give a shit. Now, the thing is that much like all the old gods and all the old creatures that were believed so heavily that they could never be rooted out because they are part of the zeitgeist of the people, when Catholicism came through, they just kind of adapted the Lutin to their purposes instead of trying to get rid of it. I mean, look at the leprechaun, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a thing that you see in Christianity anyway.
I mean, how many fae in a normal day do people actually do something to ward off without knowing it? Why do you have a horseshoe in your house? It's good luck, but also you have it faced up to catch the luck, and also that's iron. Why do you have iron in your house? To keep out the fae. I mean, and people don't think about that. Now, I might be reading some stuff into this, but the reason why there's an iron, it's like, why is there an iron cross? Well,
it is interesting when you consider like rustic aesthetic has a lot of like very pagan-y sort of
well, pagan originally meant just outside the city.
Well, yeah, but when we say pagan, we mean outside of Judeo-Christian.
Yeah, I know.
Abrahamic, I should say, religious conventions. So you're talking about having iron in the house, and like a lot of rustic stuff has iron. You said horseshoe, but I mean,
well, I mean, look behind your head. What do I got in my house?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Now I'm blanking. Like stuff like incense. It's not Christian.
No, but I mean, like, here's the deal: is that there are big things, and I'm not talking about the holidays, like burning a Yule log, bringing a tree in your house. We're hitting the Easter season.
Easter.
Here is my mother on Facebook, one of the most Southern Baptist debutante Old South bullshit people you could have, and she's like, hippity hoppity, here comes Easter, and I'm like, there is nothing in the Bible about a rabbit at Easter.
I mean, everything about Easter is fertility.
Yeah, it's like 90% of what peeps are not. Peeps are just diabetes.
Well, Peeps came in the capitalist era when they wanted to sell things.
Peeps are capitalism.
Peeps are capitalism.
T-shirt.
we do not have the people for capitalism for T-shirts right now. But
I'm just saying is Peeps or capitalism would make a great T-shirt though,
and just have a little Peeps on it.
No. If we just say Peeps, we can get away with Peeps. If we put an image of a peep, we've now gotten into copyrightable territory.
True.
But if we sell on Temu, we won't get in trouble.
Look, but Peeps
Hashtag
are literally
Temu.
capitalism.
Yeah, it's a marshmallow covered in sugar, dude.
And when it comes to Easter, they say it's about the birth or rebirth of Christ, but it's actually about, fucking. It's a lot about fucking.
But can't you celebrate the rebirth with that?
You can celebrate the rebirth with some fucking. I mean,
you might want to have the third coming.
I mean, people celebrate the birth with fucking. Like, actually, Christmas
and Valentine's Day are the two biggest.
Yeah. Christmas is also the. So, I'm sorry.
But let's get back to the point. So,
I'm going to bleep that.
So, anyway, the Catholics adopted this. So, do you want to know some ways of how to become a Lutin?
Oh, you can become a Lutin.
You can become a Lutin.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are we even in, like, I'm sorry, are we even into the Cajun?
Yes and no.
Cool.
Yes and no.
Let's see how I can become a Lutin.
So, the way I got this is how to become a Lutin, detection of a Lutin, the good and the bad of a Lutin, how to get rid of a Lutin, and then what else to do.
Okay, so
origins. Be a baby and die before you're baptized, and you come back as a Lutin. That's the Catholic version.
Okay, so wait. So, is it just you're not baptized, or you have to be a baby?
You are an unbaptized baby that dies, because we're talking about the Catholics, and they like to dunk the baby early.
So,
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's the Orthodox Church on YouTube that like does the full on like dunk the baby aggressively into the water,
just like nearly drown the fucking baby.
Yeah, like
Jesus.
Hadouken.
Okay, so
Catholics are like sprinkle sprankle.
So you have to be unbaptized before.
I just thought about that. I said sprinkle sprankle. I was like, get the jimmies of Christ.
God damn.
Another t-shirt idea, Jimmies of Christ. There's just a priest doing this. They're doing the Salt Bay, but it's holy water.
This isn't the Lutin episode. This is the
merch.
T-shirt.
This is the merch testing episode.
We will have merch one day.
Sprinkle sprankle.
Sprinkle sprankle.
The Jimmies of Christ.
The Jimmies of Christ. What was the other one? I forgot. I don't give a shit. Fuck. What were we? Okay, so we're
don't
talking
touch the
about
bacon. That's the other t-shirt.
God, fuck you. God damn it. We were beyond that.
No, we're never gone beyond that. That is your fault. We all have to deal with that sin now.
I don't want to deal with that sin. Okay, so let's get back to what we were talking about.
If you are a baby.
If you are a baby and you die before your second birthday.
When you get baptized.
If you're never baptized before your second birthday and you die, that's when you become a Lutin.
You become a Lutin.
Okay. That's very specific.
Here's the deal: is every time I say Lutin, all I think is Lupin the third, the third.
Lupin the third.
By the way, future Chris, don't edit this out. Anyone on the internet that has not watched Lupin the Third, that's been around for 50 years, go watch it. It's wonderful.
It actually has a really good CG movie.
Yeah, it does. Also, soundtrack is always slapping.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we?
Now, here's the other way. Get killed by a Kelpie.
So a Kelpie can turn you into...
A Kelpie can turn you into a Lutin. So, here's the story. So, 7 little boys. Not going to name the family name because we got to give respect. They were not listening to their mama. They went out and started playing at night. And they saw a black horse. And they decided, we going to ride it. So, these 7 little boys are going to ride a horse. First thing that should have been a heads up for them is, like a horse is a big animal, but if you got like 7, like 8 to 12-year-olds, one horse ain't gonna do.
True.
And its body stretched. Like they had a stretch limo horse. And every one of them that got on it, the horse's by elongated. And they went, we got a stretching horse. This shit is baller. Or whatever you would say in the 1700s version of vernacular.
Ye verily, this horse is baller. What?
Vernacular. So then they got all their friends to join them on their stretch limo horse that just kept stretching. And then when they tried to get off, they realized the horse was sticky. And then it drowned them either in the lake, the bayou, or the sea, depending on where the story's told. Because in Canada, it drowned them in the ocean. In Louisiana, it drowned them in a bayou. In France, it drowned them in the lake or the ocean. And I know it's drowned, but my child also... I've been doing words with my son, and he keeps saying anything in ED is edited. So that drowned it. And when they drowned, they became Lutin. And decided to just fuck with everybody's shit. So this is
if they're the spirits of children, I can see it.
So here's the deal. The way you become a fae is to get killed by a horse fae or die before you're baptized.
So that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to know how to figure out if you have a Lutin?
No, wait. I'm still processing the very specific and very...
It's a very specific way to become this fae, yes.
Well, okay, so when we went over other creatures where you could become that creature, it's always like... I mean, there were specific things...
To be fair, the Rougarou was also hyper-specific on how to become a Rougarou.
But there are multiple ways. I mean, you could, like...
We got multiple ways. There's 2.
That's not multiple. That's 2.
That's more than 1. That can be multiple. There's an argument here.
No, that's 2 ways. Multiple is more than 3.
Hold on. Are you going to go with couple, few, and multiple as
yes,
an argument?
I am.
You're that guy?
I am going to be that guy right now.
Google.
No, Google. We don't consult Google.
You're not going to let me go, hey, Google, and get an answer here?
And it's heretical AI. Get out of here, Google.
Over here with your 40K talk.
Yeah, true. Okay, so how to get rid of it?
I don't know. We're going to say, how do you figure out you got a Lutin?
Is it like a VD?
No, here's the deal. Here's the deal. We all have Lutin.
Oh no.
So the easiest way to figure out.
So it's like thetans.
No, because that's bullshit. That
I
is.
like how we're talking about Lutin. You're like, no, thetans.
I believe in Lutins way before anything from Scientology hits anywhere on my radar. Fuck everything about that. Okay?
But you never know. I mean, Tom Cruise.
It's a fucking cult.
I mean,
I am not going to mince words on this. I do not care that they have the power to sue me into the ground. I live on the ground already. If they force me deeper, the water table's 3 feet. I'll drown. I'll laugh as it happens. I don't give a shit. They're full of shit. They were started by a pederast, and it's a fucking pyramid scheme that eventually Tom Cruise is going to sit. No, it's not allegedly. He got caught.
I'm just doing the legalese here.
I don't think we have to, because I believe the FBI caught him with more than one 12-year-old on a yacht.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I would have to Google this, but I know he got in trouble for being on a yacht by himself with a bunch of very scantily clad preteens. Interesting.
Wow, Tom Cruise, you got a lot to answer for.
No. Just L. Ron fucking Hubbard.
Just L. Ron Hubbard.
Okay, look. I try to be accepting of multiple religions. I accept a lot of bullshit as fact, including the bullshit I choose to believe. Because I believe some bullshit. I will not accept that motherfucking bullshit as anything other than a cult and a money laundering scheme and a pyramid scheme. South Park got it right. One of the few times Trey Parker and Matt Stone got anything right. That they nailed it. And then they got sued to fucking shit and won in law. Or won in court because they actually, like, look, all we did was take your fucking book and say this. It's like, how do you know this is true? Well, this is your holy book. Here's the Bible. No. Fuck Scientology.
But you know what isn't?
Thank God we only have 10 listeners that all agree with us, and we aren't going to get in trouble for this.
You know who is
back to
what? Well, let me get this out. The 3-cheek beast.
I believe in the 3-cheek beast more than I believe in Overlord Xenu trying to come down and steal our souls.
True. Anyway, let's get back to it.
Anyway, so how do you? First off, there are some signs that you may have a Lutin. Stuff is missing.
Itchiness.
No. Stuff is missing.
Okay.
Like you can't find your keys. It's Lutin. You put a knife down when you were cutting stuff or while you're cooking. You turn around. Where's the knife, Lutin?
Oh, that's me all the time. I have a lot of Lutins.
This is the reason that I acknowledge that the Lutin might be real. Because before there were motherfucking dryers, the Lutin existed. Right? What is always missing from the dryer?
Socks?
One sock. You know what the Lutin are supposed to have stole all the way back to the 1500s?
Socks?
The Lutin steals one sock.
This motherfucker has been stealing our socks.
I want you to understand something with this. We didn't have washing machines and dryers that could, make it dissolve and, make it go missing, right? We didn't have those. This is people hand washing shit in a basin. And all of a sudden, the sock is missing. It's the Lutin. There is a cryptid, Chris, that was created because we are missing socks.
God damn it. It goes back so far.
Right? Here's the deal. I'm going through this, and all of a sudden, every single thing I went through, minus Louisiana Dread online and a couple other online videos.
So we were making jokes about, we'll believe this before Scientology, but no, I believe in the Lutin now.
Yeah, because they steal their fucking socks, right?
My socks, I'm wearing 2 different pairs of socks, technically.
So, here's the deal. This exists before modern washing and drying machinery. And we had to explain. So that means, no matter what, whether this creature is real or not, that our ancestors 500-600 years ago always lost a sock while washing shit.
Now, put this theory to why Kennedy was assassinated. No. I'm sure it lines up. No, it lines up.
No, that's Mothman.
Missing socks.
It's Mothman.
Missing socks. Kennedy. It has to. It has to make sense.
You know what? You know why Kennedy's gone?
Why?
Preaching beast.
Really, just
Anyway,
kinda-
so like as silly as we're being, this is the only reason I will give the Lutin any credence is that I'm reading shit from the 1500s in France and then reading stuff from the 16 and 1700s in Canada. And socks go missing. So this is a problem that has plagued humanity since we've had socks. And we created a creature to explain why we're missing our socks. And this is something I love. Now, the other thing that is a sign that you have a Lutin is if you own horses. You will find that their manes are braided.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is a very common thing with fairies is the fairy braid. Is all of a sudden you come out and your horses have braids. Now myself, I'm looking at it goes, that's a fancy tangle. Now the pictures that everyone showed is like actually like braided with a ribbon horse braid. And I'm like, that part I don't believe. But all of a sudden you come out and your horse's hair is like matted in a certain way that's kind of pretty. I believe it. Now, let's talk about the good and the bad about having a Lutin. The good is they will do chores while you sleep.
That's nice. Thank
So,
you.
Like they'll dust, they'll clean up, they'll make sure that's where like the brownie aspect of this is. They will guard your kids.
That's cool.
They will guard your livestock, and they will guard your home for the low price of a bowl of cream, some butter, sugar butter specifically, and maybe some bread. They prefer brown bread.
Okay,
Which
are they
means-
liking a savory sweet situation with the bread or with the butter? And
Well, I mean, here's the deal: like you always leave out cream and bread for the fae.
I guess they have a sweet tooth. I guess.
I mean, you dip the bread in the milk or in the cream, so it's like dipping cookies in milk.
So we're saying that Santa Claus is fae.
Santa Claus is 100% fae.
It makes sense.
Why do people not understand? They call him a jolly old elf.
He is.
Right?
And he has elves. I've never thought of
when
it.
we do Christmas episodes, we got the Merry Lutin and we got Santa. Also, always remember the best way to deal with the Merry Load is to start off with, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Putting suckers in fear. Coming down like a monsoon. Listen to the mic go boom.
So, what do we...
Now, okay, so they'll protect your kids, they'll protect your livestock, they'll protect your home for the low price of bribery.
Oh, cool. So,
Well, okay, it's not bribery, it's legit. They don't want cash. They want bread, milk, butter, and sugar.
yeah.
You know what? I don't believe this, but I'm assuming if it's in Louisiana, I'm also going to say you could bribe them with hot sauce and coffee.
I can see that.
Didn't see that written down anywhere. Headcanon. I'm also assuming, especially if they're Cajun, you could bribe them with rice. Rice pudding. Probably rice pudding.
Yeah. Some boudin out there.
You could bribe anything. You could bribe the Rougarou with boudin.
It's like, hey, don't come around here.
T-shirt idea. Bribe the Rougarou with boudin.
Is this just a T-shirt episode?
Yes, I'm just throwing out merch ideas. And let me talk to you about bad things. So the number one on here, and I wrote it down, and I remember on the original version of this, I underlined it. The first thing they do to piss you off is they steal your socks. Just one.
Which is a dick move.
Next thing is they will move your stuff.
Kind of a dick move, yeah.
No. Like they'll put your keys somewhere that you didn't remember putting them. This is the real dick move. They will blunt your knives, your shears, and your scissors.
This motherfucker.
They will tie knots in your bootlaces that were not there.
Come on.
They'll throw shit at you. So we're getting to poltergeist activity. They will legit throw shit at you. The last one is creepy, childish laughter in the middle of the night. That's where I draw the line. Like, okay, you moved my keys. Haha. All right, Kevin. This is funny. You throw like a little rock at my head. You're a dick, Kevin.
Okay,
middle of the night, I'm dead ass asleep, and all of a sudden, no, fuck you.
I don't give a shit about that. Like, you had me at, like, blunt my knives. I spend so much time trying to get my knives sharp. If this motherfucker blunts my shit, like, I already worked in kitchens where people would take my knife, my personal knife that I had bought for work, spent $40+ when I was making.
That's actually still pretty cheap on a good kitchen knife.
It's cheap on a good kitchen knife, but I was poor at the time. Like, I was poor at the time. I'm not, like, rich right now.
Chris could buy a $60 knife now.
I can buy a whole $120 knife right now.
Oh, you getting that Muramoto stuff?
Yeah,
then?
getting that Kimikoto knives or whatever. I don't know what we're not sponsored here, so I don't give a shit. I heard their shit. I don't know. They're not actually shit. In case you want to sponsor us.
To anyone that's out there looking at you, Waffle House, where cryptids go to eat.
But yeah, I used to work in fucking kitchens, and people would take my knife and just like blunt the shit out of them because they wouldn't use a cutting board. They'd be like, yeah, let me use this metal table to cut my onions, and they just like slap the fucking knife on there.
Well, the big thing is also most people do not actually know, like, because I'm not gonna lie, I have a tile countertop and I have just cut on the straight countertop before with my old knives, not my new knives, my old ones. And most people don't realize how, like, it's like, oh, it's still sharp. I cut my hand. Yeah, here's the deal. A good kitchen knife is sharp to the micron.
Yeah. No, it's so sharp that you're not crying when you cut onions. If you're crying when you're cutting onions,
it's because you're ripping, not cutting.
Yeah. But no, that pisses me off. Like, the Lutin has already pissed me off.
Well, here's the deal, is the Lutin also links back to another Christmas figure that we've been talking about since we mentioned Santa Claus, is to one of the Yule lads known as Knife Blunter.
This motherfucker.
There's multiple fae that are known to blunt your knives, because here's the deal. Okay, skeptic side of it, the reality side of it, is my knife's blunted. My wife's mad at me because I took her very nice kitchen knife and I cut shit somewhere I wasn't supposed to. Oh, no, it was Lutin. Lutin blunted the knives. Now, since the Lutin...
I would never do that to my wife. She would do it to me, though.
That's because you do all the cooking.
That's true.
Now, here's the deal. Do you want to know how to get rid of a Lutin if you decide to piss them off and not they being bad?
How's that?
Okay, very first thing you can do, easiest thing you can do, simplest thing you can do is move and don't let the Lutin know where you go.
Oh.
Just straight up, in this economy, move to a new house. The reality for the millennial in 2024 is we just live with a Lutin now.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just move and not just talk about let
me be a boomer about it.
Let me just leave my house and talk about moving before I come back home and not have to talk about moving.
All right, second thing you can do. Second most popular thing is hire a priest to do an exorcism.
I ain't doing that. I don't want them in my house.
Man, I don't know. My whole thing about exorcisms, it seems like when you do Germex, it kills 99.9% of the bacteria, and then that other 0.1% moves in. So it's like you get rid of the demons that were there, but they don't necessarily keep the demons from coming in.
But then you have to, like, vet the exorcist, and you never know if they're going to, like, actually do their job or just fall out a window and die.
Yeah, that's true. The next easiest one is have iron in your house, which, for me, is fairly easy.
That's the easiest thing. Why don't you just get fucking iron, put it all over your house? Fuck it.
Well, back in the day, yes, but now, other things you can do. You can cover the floor in baby powder or in flax seed. Well, okay, if you cover the floor in baby powder, you can tell that you got one. If you cover the floor in flaxseed, the Lutin will get mad and quit.
Easy peasy.
Well, here's the deal. It's like vampires. It's like the Rougarou. They have to pick up all the flaxseed.
Oh.
So then they're gonna be like, motherfucker, I have picked up 89,000 flax seeds, and there's still a whole. I'm done. I fucking hate this job. I'm not even gonna quit. It's just fuck this. I'm out. So you give them a job that is so difficult, they legit just fucking go nope.
So give them a job at like a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Just so frustrating that they just quit.
Now, the other easy one is salt every corner in every room of your house. Well, that also gets rid of bugs.
True.
So that's how you deal with a Lutin. So here's my deal. Every time I do a story with you, Chris, because we don't you do a lot more of like you've done a couple cryptids, but you also you've done the Axeman, you've done a few others. To where do we believe in this creature or not? And I am 100% the skeptic, and I've been the asshole about a lot of stuff on this. We've gotten feedback on that I'm the asshole about some shit.
Which is weird, because I was the one that went through, the new atheist / skeptic phase.
I sound rougher than you.
True.
You have the friendlier voice out of the two of us. I am a teddy bear made out of burlap.
Good job.
But most people just see the burlap. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I 100% believe in the fucking Lutin.
You know what?
It's 100% based on socks.
Steel socks.
It's the socks.
I mean, and it blunts my fucking knives, this motherfucker. I'm going to have to get some salt to put in every corner now. No.
Better yet, just get some iron.
True. I'm going to get some iron now. I'm going to get me some fucking iron. I'm going to put it all. You know what? Me and Ruby were thinking of doing the Goblin Core thing.
Yep.
So, I mean, it'll be easy enough. We'll get some bark tree shit, just place it everywhere, put some iron in there, I don't know what I'm fucking talking about, but fuck these Lutins I'm mad about the knives.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at you. I have only seen you mad 3 times.
I'm mad about the knives because...
To the gentle listener, he has legit furrowed his brow and has knitted at his beard over the knives situation.
I don't like people fucking with my knives. And Lutin, if you come for my knives, I will cut you. By cut you, I mean put up iron in my house.
Hey, Lutans, give me back my sock.
Give me back all my socks. I lost all my hiking socks.
How?
I don't know. The Lutin. Anyway, thank you for telling me this story, even though now I'm mad at the Lutin. Yeah. So why don't you start off with telling us about our extended stuff in Team Bonus Action?
Well, okay. So Chris and I are associated with Team Bonus Action, a charity D&D group that plays most Mondays, every other Wednesday. Every other Wednesday. It's Wednesday, not Thursday, right? Every other Wednesday. And going to start playing some Sunday games live. They're going to be streamed. Right now, we are whenever you post this, I don't know. Currently, when we are recording, we are partnered with the Trevor Project. And even if you listen to this at another time when we're not, if you donate to the Trevor Project, we'd be greatly appreciative, because sometimes parents sucks and kids, especially trans kids and LGBTQ plus kids, need some additional help. So if you can donate and find them a safe place to live, that'd be greatly appreciated.
And we post every Tuesday. I was about to say we're Team Bonus Action. We are on Facebook, hopefully Threads, and Blue Sky. We are Backwoods Obscura Podcast. Hopefully we'll be on Twitter /X soon. Musk apparently broke the website, so it's very hard to make an account. But yeah, we are also...
you can find everything with Team Bonus Action at teambonusaction.com, or thank you, Frecky. You can also find us at Team Bonus Action on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Blue Skies, Threads, and find us on the hellscape that is Twitter at bonus_team.
Yeah.
And thank you all for listening up. And hey, put up a little iron.
Put up a little iron in your house, and I hope y'all have a good day, weekend, whatever.
Save your bacon.
God damn it.